Panda. I got broads in Atlanta. Just to throw me in the family. Credit cards and the scammers. Getting no licks in the band. Legacies.
So, what's up my fans? Your favorite YouTuber Angry Birds comedian 1996 yes superstar Luna No is here again. And there goes another episode of my Rant House series. In this episode, I will rant on Sorcerer Animate. Yes. This is the rant you all have been waiting for. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this video, shall we? Sorcerer Animate is without a doubt one of the most brutal and disgraceful users that every user should never ever come into contact with or even trust to begin with. I'm gonna go through all the valid reasons on why many people despise him. 1. To kickstart the whole deal against him, back in February 2023, Decan claimed pedophilia is a disorder and compared GoAnimate CP to South Park when they have nothing in common. 2. In March 2023, he claimed that people should respect the current pronouns of a school shooter, who is known to be Audrey Hale, just because they're transgender, yet she literally took the lives of innocent people including children and therefore deserves no form of respect for that matter. This also proves Decan disrespected the deaths of those innocent individuals. 3. Sometime during early 2024, he ruined SB star Yellow Animator 03's reputation over something he didn't even do, which was when a kid showed his private parts on his live stream which SB forgot to delete, making this more of a massive oversight. This proves that Decan loves to blow everything out of proportion. What's also worse is that he used pedophilia as an excuse to justify death threats against SB, when death threats are considered a crime, and two wrongs don't make a right. Not to mention, that SB star Yellow Animator 03 isn't any better than Sorcerer Animate due to the bullshit he did himself. 4. Although Craft Gaming is divisive enough, Decan went as far as to setting up a catfish account where he pretended to be a 15 or 16-year-old female and seduced Craft into dating him, thinking he was a 15 or 16-year-old female. Also the age is inconsistent, when this wasn't really the case, which only sparked more unnecessary drama that worsened his reputation. This is a pure example of catfishing and defamation, which itself is a crime. Not to mention, that at the end of Decan's post about this incident, he also threatened to get his fandom to break his spirits, which proves he's a witch hunter and a manipulator with a toxic fandom, although he's nowadays hated and frowned upon by 99.99% of the GoAnimate community for all of the horrendous deeds he has done. 5. He uses the term pedophilia in the wrong context. Let me show you the examples of this behavior. Number 1. He thinks that age gaps of 3 years apart in relationships is considered as pedophilia, which it really isn't because according to the DSM-5, pedophilia is when the age gap is more than 4 years apart. There isn't any credible source nor evidence to prove if 3-year age gaps are even considered as pedophilia. A notable victim who Decan ousted for this was Indigo Riley 392, who ironically was a minor himself. 16 years of age to be specific. While being in a relationship with a 3-year age gap, which minors under 18 are not old enough to be labeled as pedophiles. Number 2. He thinks that supporting pedophiles can make them a pedophile themselves. Bro, that doesn't make them pedophiles themselves. These people could be labeled as pedophile defenders or supporters, to be honest with you. Number 3. He thinks that taking screenshots and sharing CP can make someone a pedophile even if the user's context was just only meant to expose the offending person who made the CP. A notable example of this was when Decan slandered Chronic 999 as a pedophile over a Wilson Perez exposure video in February 2025, which caused Decan's drama to resurface. Number 4. He thinks that if someone hates age of consent and or wants it banned, it would make them a pedophile, which it inherently wouldn't, since this doesn't incite sexual arousal around prepubescent children nor abuse towards them, but would rather incite pedophilia advocacy. A notable example of this was when Decan once made a community post about this subject against Vinnie Cross, although he's just as bad as Decan and would still be a pedophile for other reasons. And number 5, to further add to his hypocrisy, in April 2024, he manipulated the community to attack Vittorio the Vionda 2003 when he was a dead topic just over a similar video he made back in 2018 when he was still a minor, and possibly didn't know better back then. This proves that Decan is a grave digger who loves to waste his time harassing dead horses when they're meant to be forgotten and ignored because they have nothing to do with GoAnimate and serve no purpose to the community anymore. Not to mention how Decan claimed that he didn't have serious intentions when making his T-Bone Animate X Lily video, proving he's using narcissistic excuses. 6. Back in February 2024, when he responded to Neko Red Kelvo 2K3's posts overviewing reasons why he cannot be trusted, he justified narcissistic behavior and claimed it's not a valid reason to hate someone using disorders as an excuse. This is just like using autism as an excuse for bad behavior. 7. Back around late 2020 or early 2021, he masterminded the whole criminals trend in the community and basically used their bad actions as an excuse to treat them like punching bags, as far as justifying them receiving death threats. 8. He stalked, doxed, and hacked numerous users from Rainboy107 and Mr. Tuxedo Ted, although they were bad enough. Again, two wrongs don't make a right, to various minors. Let's also not forget how Fidelino made such excuses. Most of these users live alone, which he doesn't have any proof of in the slightest. This also means he's endangering the doxed victims' innocent relatives who had nothing to do with any Go Animate drama against them. Not to mention that one of the victims, Galaxy Octavia, sadly attempted to jump off a balcony and was paralyzed for days after Fidelino doxed him. 9. He even attacked some users just for leaving the Go Animate community when people have rights to leave that community due to it being highly toxic. Not to mention he once plagiarized GoTube, also known as Luke Animate's video named, "Why the Go Animate Community Isn't Toxic and Why You Should Stay." Back in late March 2021. Keep in mind, this was back when the Mr. Tuxedo Ted drama was going on at the time, which was in fact kickstarted by Deccan and Alaski and his boy after they attacked him on Discord out of the blue over irrelevant drama which caused Tux to lash out, and Deccan exposed him, which led to the whole Locord unfairly harassing and targeting him a second time after they initially dropped Tux's allegations in October 2020, which down the line caused him to self-harm and he was sent to the emergency room in an ambulance, ultimately causing his permanent withdrawal from the internet. Granted, what Mr. Tuxedo Ted did was wrong. He did not deserve to endure any type of abuse or harassment, especially to the point of suicidal ideation under any condition. Ironically, Deccan also sent death threats to Alaskan on his 06 Critical Chromosome account before him and Alaskan somehow teamed up and condemned Tux for doing the same thing, albeit him being provoked. 10. He was also responsible for putting Timinations 900 in the hospital, although both of them are in the wrong. This happened as he attempted to dox the latter's email. He was also responsible for sending his fans to abuse the living hell out of him. At one point, he made fun of the latter's mum all because she didn't support LGBTQ ideology. Her son doesn't support LGBTQ ideology either, and this made Deccan mad. Extremely mad, to the point where he doxed Timinations 900 to a bunch of his toxic friends. He had attempted to cut himself with a knife, and attempted to jump off a cliff outside his college campus, which made Timinations 900 undergo a psychiatric evaluation, due to Deccan's slander, abuse, and torment. Even if he's no better, again, two wrongs don't make a right. 11. To add insult to injury with the above, he also made a video saying why you shouldn't get involved with Go Animate drama, yet he'd always opt into drama himself all the time and even started drama against various individuals himself. 12. He sent his fans to harass Nos Zaparated just because he disliked his fandom, which caused him to feel extremely suicidal. Every time someone would bring this up in front of Deccan, he'd always play the victim card, claiming he didn't make him suicidal. What's also worse is that Deccan even accused him of suicide baiting when he wasn't, and if that weren't the case, then why did Nos type a huge document against Deccan with all of the evidence of him sending his fans to harass him? This comes to show that Deccan is once again a massive narcissistic piece of shit who only cares about himself and nobody else. 13. He, along with Aberneth the New York Vyonda 2K4, although Aberneth is a dead horse, were the reason why there was a now deleted wiki page written against Chronic 999, due to the fact they would constantly call him out for invalid reasons. 14. In October 2024, he typed a long document titled, "My Experience with All My Enemies," which was mostly of him playing victim card about the Go Animate community and the users who were calling out for his bad behavior. Most of it also slandered some users as pedophiles, either with invalid reasons or lack of proper evidence. 15. He supported a known pedophile named Fontainelle and allowed him to take advantage of two minors by grooming them. 16. He also made Dark Magenta Mix, Galaxy Octavia, Sapphire Dude, Orange Isaac 2009, etc. suicidal, and one of them jumped off a balcony, which caused them to end up in a 2-day coma, and showed no remorse for it at all. Not to mention Deccan also justified SJ making Dark Magenta Mix and Galaxy Octavia suicidal. 17. On his 06 Critical Chromosome account, He slandered numerous individuals including Hannah Fimran 19. He even went as far to slander ALMLG Darwin 5677 Cianino 69 and his friends of being alps and criminals with fake evidence and made their lives a living hell for almost a year. Not to mention Deccan also blamed James Parker for slandering MLG Darwin and his friends when he didn't, because he's been a dead horse ever since the fake Anderson account incident, further proving that Deccan loves to waste his breath on dead horses, which doesn't accomplish anything. And to add insult to injury about his 06 critical Crimson account, he even slandered the video editor Guy 6579 of being behind this account when it was Deccan the whole time. 18. He also hacked Diamond Luna's channel and framed her of being 22 when she is really 15. Hacking is a federal crime which can land up to 10 years in prison. However, you could face up to a year in federal prison for lesser offenses, between 10 to 20 years for more serious offenses, and even life in prison without parole if the hacking resulted in someone's death. 19. He disrespected the Islam religion and basically offended those who are Muslim like Hanafi Imran 19. 20. He even groomed a minor by the name of Retard Craft who is only 11. Not to mention Deccan tried to desperately get away with this by claiming he was impersonated, yet the Discord account ID matched. When Nos exposed Deccan on this, he called him a sick slanderist, which once again proves that Deccan always acts like he's the victim in every situation when he really isn't. 21. He went as far to swatting Winter when he's only 16. 22. He's one of the most despised Go animators, with many people in the community despising him. Deccan is also a controversial Go animator just like African Vulture, Paper Luigi 99, Harry Strack the Go animator, Rogue Kukun of Yonder, etc., but in a worse degree. And 23. In conclusion, Deccan is basically the biggest and most ever vile monster in history of the Go Animate community and the YouTube community in general, considering he has hurt and victimized over hundreds of users in the Go Animate community, not limited to those also controversial for their own reasons. Examples being Rainboy 107 or Foolish Mortal 01. Speaking of Rainboy 107 or Foolish Mortal 01, Deccan has far more of a dangerous victim count compared to those two and any other toxic Go animator who has done any sinister and horrendous deeds, including the fact that he drove several users like Azure, SB, Riley, Equin, etc. off the internet, made numerous users from Knots, Octavia, Adrian, etc. suicidal, and even accused other vulnerable individuals of pedophilia with no proper evidence whatsoever. Even if Deccan ousted some users for being genuine sickos, like Rainboy 107, Mr. Tuxedo Ted, Foolish Mortal 01, Techno Glitch also known as Animation Sensation 02, etc., it's still not enough of a redeeming quality since he isn't any better than them. He also claimed his goal was to improve the Go Animate community back in 2021, and he ended up making it far worse in recent years. And so, this episode ends here. By the way, if you enjoy this kind of stuff, make sure to press the like button and subscribe for more content. But anyways, see you all next time, peace out.